ICE is using electronic shock gloves. This is a dangerous, slippery slope. As I sit here and take in all of the news from every direction, all I see is deceivers, liars, corporate media, cover-ups, agenda, all pushing the same propaganda. It's time for a game changer, a visionary, an innovative person who changes the way that people think of the situations. It's time for Game Changer TV, telling it like it is. Get in the game. I'm sure most of y'all have heard about it, but I don't think some dots have been connected about where this is going to lead to. Thank you for tuning into Game Changer TV. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where every day we're telling it like it is. Today is August 14th, 2026, and let's just jump into this. It's a slippery slope into the abyss. The phrase means that a small, harmless-looking first step, ICE getting electronic shock gloves, a small, harmless-looking first step will start an unstoppable chain of bad events. This path gets worse very quickly and ends in total disaster or ruin, represented by the word abyss.
Tonight, the new report indicating that ICE now plans to spend $20 million to arm agents with gloves that give electric shocks. And tonight here, the new confrontation now under the microscope, an ICE agent seen with his weapon confronting a mother in her car. Here's Jay O'Brien.
With ICE tactics already facing fierce scrutiny, tonight the Department of Homeland Security is planning to spend up to $20 million on specialized gloves agents can use to incapacitate someone with an electric shock simply by touching them. DHS describing them as de-escalation devices, saying their officers are trained in use of force.
Give me your hands, give me your hands.
The technology called the G.L.O.V.E, or Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, seen here in a demo from the manufacturer. In a manual, the company Compliant Technologies recommends avoiding use on the elderly, small children, pregnant women, and the severely handicapped. This comes as another ICE confrontation is under the microscope. Virginia mother Carolina Molina says an ICE agent seen here brandished his gun after she shouted at federal agents detaining people.
The one that tried to run us over.
The agents accuse her of trying to run them over, which Molina says this dashcam video shows is false.
When I saw him pull in front of me and take the gun out, because as he's walking up, the gun is already out, and then he starts pointing it at me.
So they're going to sell the lie that the gloves are a better solution. U.S. immigration agents to use electric shock gloves, humane devices.
Donald Trump is about to spend up to $20 million of your money to give ICE agents shock gloves. Yes, that's real. The Associated Press confirmed that ICE agents will soon be getting gloves they can wear to shock individuals they try to detain. ICE is planning on spending up to $20 million of taxpayer dollars to buy these shock gloves. They're called, quote, conductive distraction and de-escalation devices. Mind you, they still haven't put cameras, body cameras, on every ICE agent, even though money was allocated for the ICE agents to have body cameras, but they are using money to buy shock gloves. So they're normal patrol gloves. They're created by a company called Combative Technologies. And apparently you can just switch it on and activate electrical mode. And you can shock the person by putting it on the person's skin, grabbing someone. Yes, this is real. ICE agents are now going to be walking around, grabbing people, shocking them, electrocuting them across the United States of America.
It's like living in a nightmare. ICE is about to spend $20 million of your money on shock gloves. Shock gloves. Watch this.
Scream like a little girl and pee myself. Go back with the gloves.
These shock gloves may soon be used by immigration and customs enforcement agents. ICE is planning to spend between $10 and $20 million to purchase the devices known as CTG5 G.L.O.V.E, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, according to a notice published by the Department of Homeland Security. In example videos posted by the device manufacturer Compliant Technologies, most individuals are seen falling to their knees after being touched with the gloves. The company markets the glove as a wearable de-escalation device that can be shifted into electrical mode, delivering a maximum voltage of up to 380 volts that, quote, distracts the subject from performing coordinated muscle movement. The manual states that no more than 2 gloves should be applied to a subject at one time and should not be used for more than 15 seconds in many instances. The company also warns the gloves should not be used as punishment or on high-risk individuals, including those who are pregnant, elderly, severely disabled, or children.
That's awesome because ICE has never ever used any kind of strong arm tactics on elderly people or children or pregnant people or severely disabled. No, they're going to be great with these and they'll never lay more than 2 hands on people or use them for longer than 15 seconds. Are you kidding me? Call your representatives. This is literally one of the scariest things I have seen in a long time. And obviously, we've all seen a lot of scary things recently. This cannot happen. Popular outcry can stop things, and this must be stopped.
And this is why it's a slippery slope. Are y'all ready for this next part? Medicare shares personal data with ICE. The people that are getting the shot gloves, Medicaid is sharing the information with the department that is getting shock gloves.
We have major news right now. Medicaid officials have made an agreement with ICE to allow ICE officials to examine the database of America's personal information, including home addresses, social security numbers, ethnicities, and so much more. More than 79 million Americans currently are connected to Medicaid or have coverage under Medicaid. All of that information will now be in the hands of ICE officials. This is a very serious development and happened just minutes ago. It'll specifically impact disabled people, elderly people, and those who are low income and need Medicaid to survive and have health insurance. The Associated Press first reported this agreement. It's between the DHS and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. It happened earlier this year, but we're now learning about it for the first time. And the Trump administration went so far as overriding civil servants, career civil servants, who said such a data sharing agreement would violate multiple statutes at the insistence of top aides to Health Secretary RFK Jr.
ICE will be getting information on people on Medicaid. That will mean Americans, not just illegals.
Now, DHS just told ICE agents it's fine to shock people with their bare hands, and they're spending up to $20 million to make that happen. You see, DHS published a notice this week saying ICE wants to buy thousands of gloves that deliver electric shocks. They're called G.L.O.V.E, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, made by a company called Combative Technologies. These aren't sci-fi gadgets. They look like regular patrol gloves, but flip a switch and pressing them to someone's skin delivers a shock when expert compared to a bee sting. They're expected to roll out by March of 2027. Now, the manufacturer says these are only supposed to be used against physical violence, never on people who are just being mouthy. Right. And never on pregnant women, kids, the elderly, disabled folks, Hispanics. Now, this all sounds reasonable, right? Always does. But here's my problem. ICE kills people, right? And ICE has not released clear rules for when officers can't actually use these because, they kill people. And given how this agency has operated like killing people during this immigration crackdown, that gap should make you nervous because, they kill people. So do me a big favor, like this, share it, bookmark it, you can come back later. Do you really trust ICE with a device that, shocks people on contact with zero public rules in place yet? Because, they kill people. Let's talk about it.
From NBC, ICE will get access to Medicaid enrollees' personal information. The immigration agency will use Medicaid data to identify and locate people it believes are in the country unlawfully. Now, we talked about this in another video. I'm just going to throw it in here for free. I wasn't planning on it. But in another video, we talked about that the UN wants digital ID to be the legal ID. So, in the future, if you don't have a digital ID, you will be here unlawfully. And now ICE is looking for people that are in the country, quote, unlawfully. Yes or no? Could Palantir's database on Americans identify Medicaid recipients? You remember Donald Trump had Palantir create a database on all Americans, and MAGA felt betrayed by that? Yes, court filings and federal disclosures reveal that immigration enforcement agencies use software developed by Palantir Technologies to ingest and process Medicaid data, which included personal details, addresses of individuals within state enrollment systems. Could ICE be used to round up Medicaid recipients? Yes. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, can use specific Medicaid enrollment data to identify and locate individuals for immigration enforcement and deportation purposes. Yes or no? In the future, could ICE be used to round up non-compliant Medicaid recipients? Yes. Federal data sharing agreements between Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the Department of Homeland Security allow U.S. ICE to access limited Medicaid enrollment information, such as names, home addresses, to locate non-citizens, with ongoing court battles shaping how and where the data can be used for enforcement. But y'all remember when Trump said homegrowns are next? When Trump said homegrowns are next, could he have been implying that ICE can deport Americans? Yes, President Trump explicitly stating an ambition to send U.S. born violent criminals, whom he termed homegrowns, to mega prisons in El Salvador. He did not specifically name ICE in that exact soundbite, but his remark reflected a desire to export American prisoners abroad. Under current U.S. law, however, federal agencies like ICE have no legal authority to deport U.S. citizens, and American citizens possess constitutional rights to due process that prohibit banishment or foreign imprisonment. Does that stop the lawless one? The lawless one? Our Constitution gives every person, even people here illegal, due process, okay? But Trump says he does not know if he backs due process. Trump says he doesn't know if he needs to uphold the Constitution and due process. Trump has repeatedly said he does not know if he needs to uphold due process. So if due process is the only thing keeping Americans from being deported, and he says he doesn't have to uphold due process, then guess what's going to happen? We're on a slippery slope. And we know part of their agenda is the globalist agenda, is to depopulate the planet. Yes or no? In the future, is it plausible or feasible that Planetier database on Americans could identify Medicaid recipients for youth in Asia, kill them by the government? Yes, from a purely technical standpoint, it is feasible for advanced data mining software like Palantir Technologies to ingest and cross-reference massive health and demographic data sets, such as Medicaid records, to identify individuals who meet specific criteria. Yes or no? In the future, is it plausible or feasible that Palantir database on Americans could identify terminal Medicaid recipients for euthanasia? From a purely technical standpoint, yes. Advanced data analytics software like Palantir can ingest and cross-reference large health and demographic data sets to flag individuals meeting specific criteria, such as terminal diagnoses within Medicaid. However, within Medicaid, y'all, Medicaid that now has the gloves, come over to your house with their electric gloves and throw you in a van organ harvesting like China. However, executing state-mandated or forced use in Asia would require an extreme, unprecedented shift in U.S. law, constitutional rights, and medical ethics. We've seen they have no medical ethics, okay? And we've seen Trump say he doesn't know if he has to uphold the U.S. Constitution. Most Americans favor legal euthanasia. Report ICE using Palantir tool that feeds on Medicaid data. ICE alleged to use Palantir developed tool that uses Medicaid. The same agency, ICE, that has been given electronic shock gloves to round up, quote, people here unlawfully, have also now gotten access to Medicaid rolls.
America's immigration enforcers eye new technology.
In today's Political Minute, News Nation explains.
Will ICE get a new powerful tool for enforcement operations? I'm Mike Vaquera, News Nation Washington Bureau Chief. Immigration and Customs Enforcement planning to equip its officers with gloves that deliver painful electric shocks. The agency looking to invest up to $20 million into the devices known as Generated Low Output Voltage Emitters, or by the acronym G.L.O.V.E. The device emits up to 380 volts of charge upon skin contact. The devices could be distributed as soon as March. A DHS spokesperson telling News Nation in part, ICE is constantly assessing the needs of our officers in the field to ensure they have the tools and equipment necessary to safely arrest and remove criminal illegal aliens from our country. The move comes after clashes between ICE officers and protesters have erupted in U.S. cities over the past year. In the wake of those clashes, civil liberties groups say ICE should not be given a new powerful weapon to deploy against protesters, while proponents say the gloves could help smaller or older officers when dealing with alleged offenders.
So, y'all, the nefarious uses of this are mind-boggling. Y'all remember the radio guy, Paul Harvey, if I were the devil? If I were the devil, I would do this and this and this and this. If I were the devil and I wanted to depopulate and I wanted to organ harvest, I wouldn't maybe want to use a pow-pow with a projectile that could damage an organ. I might want to electrocute them just to incapacitate them for a minute, just to gain control over them. But I did a whole video on China's organ harvesting vans that they organ harvest people alive in vans and take the organs to the airports and sell them. So we got ICE that's going to have these gloves for illegals, people here, quote, unlawfully. The ICE has been given access to Medicaid recipients, names and addresses, social security numbers. What could that be used for? Depopulation, organ harvesting, who knows? Noncompliance, not getting the 79 million people not maybe getting an implant in their hand, and then ICE has their addresses where to go find them. And then ICE could be deployed to the voting stations. ICE, the people with electronic shock gloves, could be deployed to the voting stations in November. A slippery slope.
National Guard or ICE to voting locations in November. Would you do that?
Well, you know what? I'd do anything necessary to make sure we have honest elections. We have to have honest elections.
So you're not ruling that out?
Could that even happen?
They're fighting over the legality of him being able to use ICE or National Guard. Trump said he's not sending ICE to voting. 5 hours ago, states moved to fortify elections against Trump. ICE is not planning operation targeting polling locations, a statement said. Sending ICE to polling places is illegal, March 2026. 2 weeks ago, Trump administration rules out mass ICE enforcement. It didn't say small. Trump refuses to rule out troops or ICE at polling stations in May. Trump says, I'll do anything necessary when asked if he'll send ICE. So, What happens if you vote wrong? What if Trump wants to say it was a stolen election? What if he says you went in there? And do y'all see the implications of what this can lead to? This is a time to have eyes behind your head and seeing what they're planning in every single direction and the uses for the technology that they're rolling out on society. I love y'all. Keep serving Jesus. If you appreciate the content that you find on this channel, would you prayerfully consider supporting the ministry?